Sorry guys, I just noticed that in this video I actually keep calling it the Fieldmaster when actually it's the Trailmaster. So sorry about the inconvenience guys. Just transpose the names in your mind. Hello gentlemen and ladies. This is the knife detector, and you may have guessed I have yet another knife video for you guys. I have to tell you guys, I am very quickly falling in love with this knife. And the knife that I'm going to be reviewing today, as you may have guessed by the title, is the Victorinox 111 millimeter Fieldmaster. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. That Fieldmaster looks a lot like the Soldier, and for very good reason, but we're going to get into that later. First, I'm going to talk to you about how I've been using this knife. I've been using this knife as a utility knife, as you can see from the beginning video, kind of like a pruning knife, as a saw, cutting some overgrown branches in my yard. My neighbor has a tree that seems to always bring branches to my side of the yard, so I'm always cutting it, and I use this as an opportunity to test the Victorinox. Now, I have a very good neighbor, and you know, we each have to do a maintenance on our own yard, so there's no issues with that. And a plus side is I get to do reviews on knives like these and the saws on knives like these, so I don't mind at all. And I want to let you know that since I've been carrying this knife, I've been largely falling in love with it. I had a while back had a Victorinox Sentinel in the 111 millimeter size, and I didn't like it. And I'm going to go over why that is right now. And let's take a closer look at this knife. See, another thing I want to mention about these types of knives, or even knives in general, is that many times you can get a good deal on a knife because it has a minor imperfection. I guess it all depends on how particular you are about your knives, whether you want to call it OCD or that all the spacing needs to be perfect. But if you don't mind a couple of imperfections, you can get a very cool knife for a very good price. For example, what I paid for this knife was $15, and that includes shipping from eBay. I'm going to tell you why. It has a very, very slight bend that you might be able to notice. It is a very slight bend. Whoever had this knife before me went ahead and tried to pry something with it, and so it bent inward right here, and then they tried to bend it back, it looks like, and they successfully bent this part, but they didn't bend it correctly because the bend was right here. Now, aside from that, this knife functions as it should. It is very sharp. I just gave it a light honing on those serrated edges there, light sharpening on those serrated edges. It is extremely sharp. I've used it to cut plastic, cardboard, hamburgers, sweetbread, steak, everything you can think of, right? Man, this is a great for cutting meat right here, I tell you what. Those serrated edges are just great for cutting meat. If you don't mind a small imperfection, you can get yourself a knife that might normally cost you $50. You can get it for a lot cheaper. And nobody's perfect, right? And I'm not perfect. God knows that. Only God is perfect. And I honestly feel that if you can tolerate a little bit of an imperfection, then you might just be able to enjoy a knife that you might otherwise not be able to afford. So that's just my little tidbit of information, right? But in any case, this knife is super awesome, guys. I had the Sentinel before, and I didn't like it. And I'm going to tell you why. Most knives, you press in, and you can get the blade back. Not so with this one. Not so with these types of knives. With these types of knives, you actually have to move this liner lock up, like so. So it's mostly a two-handed operation that you do this, and then you can close it, right? Or I'm going to give you an option B. You open it up. No problem. Now with your index finger, you push up. Then you can close it, just like that. So instead of pushing down, what you do is you push up with your index finger and close it back right like that. So we have the main blade, right, as I showed you. We also have a larger, oversized bottle cap opener that opens with a half stop. Now this is larger than the one you would find on a regular Victorinox 84 millimeter or 91 millimeter. It's larger than that. And the thing about this is, man, that locks firm. Not only does it lock firm, but it locks with a liner lock. So you can really use it for some heavy duty stuff. And then you would push up to release that liner lock and then close it down, right? And then of course you have your can opener, which is really good. It's basically the same one as in other models. And then, just like you saw in the previous video, we also have the saw. And that saw, let me tell you, works really, really well, as you can see. Now, the saw does not lock into place with a liner lock, but it does work really well, and it gets the job done. This is a great camp tool to have, guys. It's great to have in the camp or even in your pocket around the house. It's just an all-around fantastic knife. And the reason I decided to look into this knife is because I found this cool YouTube channel called Junkyard Fox with a gentleman out of, I believe he's out of El Paso or between El Paso and New Mexico. I've been watching all of his videos, and he carries the one called a one-hand trekker. Now, the one-hand trekker, I believe, has one or two more amenities than this one. But this one's called the Fieldmaster, and one of you guys, or some of you guys might be thinking, knife detector, that's not a Fieldmaster, that's a Soldier. Well, I know that the Soldier has the exact same tools as this one does, but this one has the oval opener right there, the oval opening. Most of the modern ones that you see, like the one-hand trekker and the Sentinel, this little eye right here, it's circular. Mostly circular, not oval like this, where it kind of looks like a bird's eye or an eagle's eye. That, to me, and from looking at other great channels for Swiss Army knives like Hobion, and another one I think called Swiss Gear, that tells me that this is a first edition Victorinox Fieldmaster. So this is a first edition Fieldmaster, and that's when they use this oval type opening. And that's the reason why this is looks a little bit different, but it's also the same as another model. So that one, the blade does not snap closed. But with a little bit of practice, you can push that in, boom, boom, and you're in, just like that. So in any case, I wanted to share this with you guys. This is a great, versatile knife, and I don't know. I mean, this to me, if I have one of these, and there's a lot of these types that are 111 millimeter, it kind of makes me want to trade in some of my older Swiss Army knives to get more of these because I really like them very, very much. But you know how that goes. Just like us knife collectors, you can never have too many. It's addicting. It's an addicting habit. All right, guys. This is Knife Detector signing off, saying I hope you enjoy what little is left of your weekend. Take care. Spend some time with your family. God bless you. And stay sharp, my friends. Oh, and I forgot. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And please like and subscribe to my channel. You'd be helping me immensely. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, guys.